New York Democrats are launching a long-shot bid to expand the Supreme Court. They argue it's about restoring balance to the nation's highest bench, but their effort is likely to run into resistance from Republicans and some moderate Democrats as well. Washington Bureau reporter Kevin Fry is in the nation's capital. He joins me now with the latest on this. Kevin.
Yeah, Rochelle, this is getting a big push from one of the top Democrats on the House side, Jerry Nadler from New York. That chairman of the Judiciary Committee is among those introducing this bill. They basically argue that at the end of the day, this is about restoring faith in the public's trust in the court itself, saying there's currently a crisis of confidence. They point to what has happened to the court over the past few years. If you, of course, remember that Senator Mitch McConnell, who was then majority leader, blocked the nomination, didn't even give a hearing to one of Barack Obama's nominees during the last year of his presidency, but then pushed through Amy Coney Barrett to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the last few weeks of President Trump's, right in the lead up to the election. Here's a little of what we heard from Jerry Nadler today.
And how can Americans look at the Supreme Court and expect it to do justice, to do equal justice, when it has been so severely and obviously politically manipulated?
So what does this bill intend to do? Essentially, it wants to add 4 justices to the Supreme Court, going from 9 to 13. They say that would line up with the 13 circuits across the country, Rochelle.
This really getting anywhere, though, Kevin?
Right, so the chances are probably not very good. There is a chance, Jerry Nadler said today, that he might bring it up for consideration in the House Judiciary Committee, but it's not clear that it would get out of there, let alone go anywhere on the House floor. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, threw some cold water on the legislation today.
I think it's an idea that should be considered, and I think the president's taken the right approach to have a commission to study such a thing. It's a big step. It's not out of the question. It has been done before. But in answer to your question, I have no plans to bring it to the floor. No.
Right, so there are questions about whether she would actually bring it up for a vote. As she mentioned there, currently the White House, Joe Biden, has called for a commission to gather to essentially figure out how to move forward with the court, but there's not necessarily going to be any recommendations coming from that commission itself. And of course, it goes without saying that Republicans are very much lined up against this maneuver here in Washington. Rochelle?
It's a controversial one. Kevin.